Now available in paperback and coming to Kindle Unlimited. John Haynes, Dark Succubus. The man who rules the world is tempted by a sultry succubus in this all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get John Haynes, Dark Succubus in paperback or pre-order on Kindle Unlimited today. One of my viewers, Jessen King, sent me a link to an article talking about the firing of American God star Orlando Jones. Now, Orlando Jones plays Anansi in the show American Gods, and Orlando Jones believes that he was screwed over. And from the looks of things, it does look like a classic Hollywood screw job, because the character that Orlando Jones was playing was saying things that most people in Hollywood and the mainstream media don't want to hear coming out of a black character's mouth. Because the Anansi character in the show oftentimes talked about things as related to black culture, and he talked about them from a perspective that most in the mainstream media don't want to hear. For example, there was a scene of him on a slave ship telling these slaves that they were black and telling them that things were going to be bad for them. So those are narratives that people don't like hearing on shows like American Gods, and they don't like hearing them in mainstream media. So when they see a character that represents a strong, masculine black male, and they see a strong, masculine black heterosexual male speaking truth to power, these are things that the mainstream media just doesn't like being shown on shows like your American Gods or shows like your Netflix's Luke Cage. And when you start to see images of black men like this, what happens is they try to find ways to remove those images off of Hollywood's platforms, because Hollywood, as I'm seeing these days, does not want us to see an image of strong black masculine heterosexual masculinity. What they want us to see are soft, emasculated beta males on their shows, men who see themselves as second best to the white heroes, but not being strong enough to say they are going to set their own pace, set their own narrative, or go on a path that they want to go, that on their blaze their own trail. So that's what they didn't like about Mr. Nancy on this show, was he was saying things that weren't in line with the mainstream, and the show is saying that they fired him because they were going in a different direction. But I believe that the reason why they fired Orlando Jones is the same reason why they canceled Netflix's Luke Cage, because the show was presenting an image and a story that told the truth about things as related to black people and told the truth as related to the black experience. And because they fear the black audience watching these kind of shows and then getting more aware and starting to take a more positive approach to their lives, this is why the mainstream media's companies want to get these type of characters off the show. And that's what I believe has happened to Orlando Jones on this show. I believe that they screwed him over on this show because they had told him that he was going to be coming back, but then on September 10th he finds out he doesn't have a job anymore. And this is par for the course when it comes down to many of these shows and black actors. They often don't get treated with the respect and the courtesy they're supposed to get, because if this show was supposed to not need his character, you would think you would have written that in the scripts for the show, or you would have told his agent that, oh, we're not booking you on the show any longer, so you can go out here and book other jobs. But what they did to him that really was wrong was, again, stringing him along, making him believe that Mr. Nancy was coming back to American Gods, and then make him believe that he still had a job when he could have actually gone out here and gotten other opportunities for work. But what they wanted to do was, again, they wanted to get this character off the show. because this character did not represent what the showrunners wanted to push and promote, which is this constant neutered and emasculated image of black manhood and black masculinity. And what they want, because this character was presenting an image of black manhood and masculinity that was strong, they had to get him off of this show. So when I look at this whole situation with Orlando Jones, it is a sad one, but it is par for the course when it comes down to images of black men in Hollywood. And this is the main reason why we need to go out here and create our own black media and control our image. Because when we create our own black media, we get an opportunity to tell our own stories, present our own narratives, and present positive, balanced, and humanized images of ourselves, and share those images and stories with an audience. Because when we go out here and make our own stories, it gives us an opportunity to share those stories with an audience and build an audience that learns to love itself, love being black, and love the black experience, something we cannot do on mainstream Hollywood platforms, which constantly go out of their way to either emasculate, effeminize, or homosexualize black men. And the only way we seem to get, and whenever we do get a strong heterosexual black male character, they find some way to neuter him, emasculate him, or humiliate him. And the only way we're going to see an empowered black male, heterosexual black male, is if we make that media ourselves. And in addition to making that media ourselves, like I do on the SJS Direct imprint, with books like The Temptation of John Haynes and the John Haynes series, we have to actually go out and support that work. Because if we don't support that work, no one will. And that's the only way we can get more work like that on the marketplace, because it's only when black people support other new black media can we get more black media out there, so that people like Orlando Jones don't get screwed over and done dirty by places like the Stars Network and Fremantle Media. The only way we can stop that from happening is if we create our own black platforms, create our own black media, and we as a black audience go out here and support it. Because what was done to Orlando Jones was wrong and egregious, and sadly it is par for the course when it comes down to the way Hollywood treats black actors and it treats black characters in white media mediums and white media platforms. So that's why we have to go out here and build up other black media platforms like the SJS Direct imprint and other black media platforms that are out here all over the country, because there are lots of great platforms. We have to put the money into those platforms so that we can get our stories presented our way, and we can get our characters presented in a way where they can get treated with dignity and respect. If you'd like to try some of my SJS Direct publications, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, The Temptation of John Haynes, and the Smith-Storella trilogy, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. There you will find all of my books in paperback and Kindle format. And if you want to help me continue to make more videos like this and be able to promote more books, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, ISIS, All That Glitters. The goddess next door takes on a bikini-clad bank robber in this action-packed, all-new ISIS series adventure. Get ISIS, All That Glitters in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today.